There we go. And we are live. Come on, take a seat. You gotta take a seat, Mr. Dapper.
Dapper.
Yeah.
You got a haircut.
I got a lot of them cut.
How was your COVID test?
Huh?
How was your vaccine? Did it like kick your butt?
Why is he getting close to me?
I don't know, he's weird.
Go to your seat. I'm so confused by this. Anyway, so you asked about COVID last week because I missed a Thursday class, obviously. Thursday night actually was the absolute worst. Thursday night was the absolute worst.
Thursday morning?
No, I got it on Wednesday midday.
Oh, okay.
But then the Thursday night was the absolute worst, and it just kicked my butt. And I missed and I missed Friday as well. Yeah, because with the first one, it's like your body is just preparing, like bless you, it's preparing antibodies to fight the virus. And then with the second shot, it's like, guess what? Your body thinks you have the virus. You know, oh, that sucks. So yeah, that really did suck. But
I got some meat allergies.
say
A
again?
lot of people in my family who got the second shot ended up actually getting COVID. So that's why I'm waiting to get it.
Yeah,
I got you.
Why do you need two vaccinations with this one, but every other vaccination?
I just this vaccination, I explained why. The first one sets your body up to create antibodies, and the second one actually tests your body in fighting it.
So why doesn't every single vaccine do that?
Well, because not all vaccines are created equal. Anyway,
I don't know. I get the flu every time I get the flu shot, so I don't get the flu shot anymore.
I got you. So, with you guys returning, so I was waiting for people to come back, of course. Let me tell you guys what the heck is going on today. First and foremost, yes. Now, again, I don't want people to panic based on, because I know that you said you already took it and everything. Please don't panic. I just assigned the Edge Elastic Major yesterday. I just assigned it yesterday. No. I just assigned it yesterday. Now, you already took it. Great. Fantastic. But it wasn't due yesterday. It is technically not due until, and if you take a look at Google Classroom, it is not due until Saturday. I made that purposefully so that you do have a little bit of extra time, but I made it due Saturday by 2 p.m. Okay.
Can I go to that?
Why is there like no one here?
Oh, senior skip day.
No, just
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Anyway, back to this.
Yeah, wait, does that mean that they're excused or are they just all excused?
I don't care. I marked them absent. Yeah. Now,
Well, because apparently the office told them to do it today.
what's up? Where are we coming from?
The gym.
The gym. So, that Edge Elastic Major is due on Saturday. Now, what I would like to do today is kind of twofold, and that involves the Edge Elastic Major. Now, I didn't anticipate you taking the whole thing already. That's fine, because I hadn't announced it yet. I was just saying I was.
Well, you said last class, oh, this and that.
Yes, and I did. You're right.
I just saw it yesterday.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But the twofold approach that I had today was this. Number one, I wanted to work on a quizzes together. Well, not really together per se, but you guys to work on it, and then for us to go over a couple of problems from it that kind of puts together the whole kind of Chapter 7 thing that we've been working on, kind of as a review. And then with the time that we have left, I was going to allow you an opportunity to start that Edge Elastic Major. That was my kind of hope and goal for today. Now, with the Edge Elastic Major, you can technically leave it and come back to it. It just says it leaves it in progress. But then once you actually click submit, then that score actually gets submitted, let's say. And then on Saturday, once the deadline passes, then I'll go on Edge Elastic and I will set everything up and update Genesis. So just, Lindsay, for the sake of argument, if you do want to know what you got, ask me at the end of class and I can show you. Because I know you're just like, you don't want to wait that long.
Yeah.
So I understand. But yeah, so the first thing that I would like to do, if you would get those Chromebooks ready to go, I'm going to bring up the quizzes page so that we can get this thing moving. I'm going to strongly suggest that you have that calculator on the Chromebook ready to go. And if need be, some scratch work on some scratch paper would be interesting as well. For those of you that are online, it would be fantastic if you would join us. What do you think? Redemption questions?
Yeah.
It's just practice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is just practice. Boom. Boom. There we go. So go into joinmyquiz.com for those of you in the live chat. Hopefully you can see that code now that I've extended the size of the screen. And yes, if you have not left a comment, please make sure that you do so. That would be fantastic. I already see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comments that have been left so far. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I know, right? What the heck? It usually doesn't happen. Coincidentally, I haven't even made my coffee yet.
I came in late because I wasn't sure if I was supposed to. The whole volleyball team is doing quarantining, but since I had COVID in January,
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess I'm fine. So everyone else had to quarantine. But I called this morning.
And they said it was
I like,
cool.
do I have to stay home or?
Hmm.
And she was like, no.
Oh, wait, were we?
Well, I'm vaccinated, so I have superpowers now.
I have more superpowers because I actually had it
I know.
and survived. I'm like, I feel like I'm like, my body's like Iron Man now.
I probably had it.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, like the survival rate for people under the age of 20 is incredibly high.
Like 99.
Yeah, it's incredibly high. But I mean, I know it sounds like 99% survival rate, but it's at the same time, it's like, can you imagine being in the family where that 1% happens? You know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have eight in this room. Still waiting for more people to get in there. For those of you that are online, I see your comments. Who the heck is this?
This. Which one of you animals?
Tell him or he's gonna kick you in like last time and you're like,
I'll kick it now.
just saying this.
Someone is this.
There we
Last time
go.
he was there, like.
It's fun for me.
Reset it for them.
But anyway,
Children.
so you got to get on this quizzes now. I'm gonna start this thing. But keep in mind that even though I still start it, the code will still be at the top of the screen. You'll still be able to see. You'll still be able to get in. So I'm gonna get this thing going. If you haven't jumped in from the live chat, I am missing some people from that live chat. Interesting. I can see exactly who was in and who was not in. Let's get this thing moving. Click. Ooh, turn that down. Like I said, you have calculators, you have scrap paper. They're in a random order, so some of you may not get the easier questions first, you may get the easier questions later. Is your battery on? Oh no, it's just a sign right there. Okay. What was your battery? Good. Oh, it's just fine. Usually, you get like an alt tab. Yeah, and then it'll come back. I'll leave it for 4.5%. 4.5%. usually, if it's like a bank or something, they would usually round down. If you're talking about like an actual physical thing with mosquitoes, you round down. I can't recall off the top of my head which one this is. I would stick to regular rounded rules of decimals. They didn't. They rounded it down. That's on me. That one's on me. So they rounded it down because they couldn't have a fraction of a mosquito. Now, if this were an actual like major for me, I would accept either one. Set up the equation. If you set up the equation, you'll be able to, in exponential form, you should be able to figure out how the equation should be typed as logarithm form. So I would say when I say set up, I mean write it. You got time? What do you think happens when the thing goes all the way down? It doesn't skip to the next one.
then she was like, I'm not sure if you reconsidered closed contact. So then I just had to call my friends and she was like, it would be testing for the information, so how do you have this? So that's what she said.
No, I know they talk before. Usually that message doesn't pop up.
Yeah.
You know, that was just, I'll send it. you guys that are still working, I'm going to give you another couple of minutes, simply because I would like to review some of these questions that gave us the most trouble. Okay. Let's end that thing. Boom. Let's see where we're at. Questions. So it looks like there was only one that was deemed to be in the red category and a few that were in the yellow. This one right here, I definitely want to take a look at just to kind of see what's going on here. But let me get some paper. There you go. Bring this around. Here we go. 3 to the 4th equals 81. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go over all of these because I want to give you some opportunity to work on that major assessment. But there are a few that I would like to talk about. Now, first and foremost, 3 to the 4th power equals 81. It looks about half of you got this one wrong, but I want to talk about what should be done to get this one correct. Yes. All they want you to do is write this one in log form. The base, this thing is focusing, there we go. The base that is on the exponential, which in this case is 3, should be the same base that is on the logarithm. The entire purpose of logarithm is to be able to get the exponent by itself.
Why don't you just, the way I do it, just drop the 3 and then swap the 4 or the exponent and the other thing.
What do you mean drop the 3?
Well, make your floor bigger and just
Swap it with the 81.
Yeah, so like equations and stuff.
Well, I understand that, but that logic may work in some instances, and that may work for a lot of these basic kind of problems. But I just want you guys to be able to understand where things are going. See, the thing is, like with the base, for example, I was talking to a few people about some of the word problems, which I would love to talk about with you guys in a little bit once I get to it. The base that was on the word problem was like 1 minus the rate. In fact, let's actually look at one of those problems. One of the car depreciation problems. What's that thing making noise? Do. Wasn't there a car depreciation problem here? Oh, there we go. Okay. So they have a car depreciating at a value of 9% per year. And they want to know, after how many years will it depreciate to $9,000? Absolutely. And they want you to solve that using logs. Now, Declan, what you're referencing in terms of switching around the log, yeah, that should work. But that type of pattern that people typically see with these things may not make conceptual sense. It really depends. Different people learn in different ways. If that works for you, go for it. Absolutely, because it should, in theory, not fail you. When I set this thing up using the exponential decay function, 9,000 equals 22,000, parentheses 1 minus 0.09 to the x power. Now, I could set this thing up in logarithms, but before I do any of that, I'd have to divide both sides by 22,000. And I get something like this. Now, Paul, you were trying to set something up on your calculator. It wasn't this problem, but it was similar to this problem, where you were trying to set up the logarithm. And yes, absolutely, you could totally set up the logarithm using this, and I haven't changed any of the numbers. I haven't simplified down the 9,000 or 22,000. I haven't simplified down the 1 minus 0.09, but recognize that there is a base and there is an exponent. The base on the exponential will be the same base that is on the logarithm. Let me bring up my calculator here. Get back here, you. There it is. The base that is on my exponential will be the same base that is on my logarithm. The exponent will eventually be by itself. The exponent will eventually be solved for. But I could set that thing up like this. 1 minus 0.09. I think when you typed it in, I think you did 1.9, and it should have been like 0.019 or something like that. And then the fraction. Something along those lines. I understand what you're saying about the switching and everything. And like I said, if that works, it works. I'm not here to decry people from doing something that works. Eventually, we do get that answer. I can set up my logarithm like this. Actually, you can't see it. There it is. Log of this base. The exponent eventually gets to be by itself. That is the entire conceptual purpose of logarithms. It fell. 9.48 years. Yeah. 9.48 years. Was it the mosquito problem that the thing rounded weird?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about that. Because what I told you, I want to make sure everyone is aware of. Okay. For this mosquito problem, the rounding was a bit strange. And there were 4,000 mosquitoes at the beginning of the summer. They grow at a rate of 25% per month. And they wanted to know, where is it? Come on, you. How many mosquitoes will there be after 4 months? This is the basic calculation that you should end up doing. but the number that you end up getting is like 9765 point something. I think it was like 0.6 or some junk like that. Now the question becomes, well, do you round up or do you round down? Exactly. Now this is kind of the split. Regular rounding dictates that this would round up to the next whole number. But as you just said, you can't have a fraction of a mosquito. So this fraction of a mosquito would go away. And as the thing said, it was 9765. Now, I want to be very clear. Give me that back. If this were a major assessment, I would count both answers. I would count both answers. As long as you rounded to a whole number, because you have to have a whole number of mosquitoes. But if you rounded up, I would not fault you for that. Now, yes, logic does dictate that you should round down based on the mosquito fraction, but regular rules of rounding would have you round up. Banks typically round down. You guys ever see Office Space? Do you know the plot of Superman 3? You guys know nothing.
Wait, no, shit.
No. Superman 3 from the 80s, co-starring Richard Pryor. So? See? The elder statesman. Anyway, the elders. Now, the general idea is that when banks do calculations, there's rounding beyond 2 decimal places. But what do banks typically do beyond 2 decimal places? If the bank owes you a half a penny, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to round down. No matter what, they're going to round down. If they owe you half a penny, 0.005, they're going to round down. See, typically all of these like fractions of cents, they don't do anything. They just get lost in the ethos. But they have to go somewhere. And I bring up those 2 movies because there was a plot point within those 2 movies where they would take fractions of cents that were initially like just wiped away and just forgotten about, and they would have a bank account that would collect these fractions of cents on millions and millions and millions of transactions throughout the day. And then before you know it, that money tends to pile up. Oh, it tends to pile up. Office Space was a fun movie. It was in the 90s. Just saying. Unlike your movies of today. Every movie of today needs to be a connected cinematic universe. You know that they tried to make they tried to relaunch a connected cinematic universe with like Dracula and Frankenstein, the Mummy and stuff like that. You know that? Yeah, they did. It was like starring Tom Cruise. It's terrible. Yeah, recently.
No, yeah.
Wait, what movie are you talking about?
The Mummy with. Oh wait, never mind.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
No, you said Tom Cruise, but I thought what's his face? No, I don't know.
Now, the Mummy from the early 2000s, that one was actually pretty good.
No, yeah, but there's a newer one, so I thought that was one.
Is that about the 2017 one?
This one,
Yeah, they tried to do a connected cinematic universe with this one.
Oh,
It flopped terribly.
yeah.
See, look at that. Canceled franchise. They tried to do with, they tried to remake all this other stuff, but never worked out. Anyway, back to this. No, I know, but now they're doing the Godzilla King Kong thing, which is like from the 1920s.
I'm actually excited for that.
Yeah.
You can't diss that. That's like.
No, I'm not dissing that. I'm just saying that just because something's old doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So back to this.
That's like a solid answer. That's something.
Who's you know who's going to be in that one? Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. Mecha Godzilla. It's a robot Godzilla.
Most likely.
I heard
What?
that, but
In the new Godzilla King Kong movie.
I was thinking the robotic.
You didn't see like the trailer where it's in the reflection of one of their eyes?
Or you haven't seen
Yeah,
like,
that's
any
what-
of the old Godzillas.
Yeah, Mecha Godzilla. It's a real thing. Anyway, Boston Whaler was bought in 2004 for $12,500. Depreciates at a rate of 7% per year. How much is the boat worth in 2012? 8 years have gone by. This problem This problem, the Boston Whaler problem, gave people the most issue. 8 years had gone by, 7% rate of depreciation. They just wanted to know how much the thing was worth in 2012. This calculation, and I'll double check it against what we have in terms of choices, should be calculated as such. Let me see what the calculator here says. 12,500 parentheses 1 minus 0.07 to the 8th power, $6,994.77. Looking back over here. Yep, there it is. This is the only problem that you guys had in red. It's the only problem that you guys had in red. Bunch of you chose $116 and $875. Thankfully, none of you chose the answer where it gained money. That would have been upsetting. But this is the calculation that should have been done, and here's the work to back it up. Now, as I said, you have a major due for me on Saturday. I signed it yesterday. I gave you an extra day. Originally, I wanted to do on Friday, and then I decided to give you a little extra time to get it done. I'm going to strongly, strongly urge you right now. You have currently a little less than 20 minutes, probably about 18 minutes or so. At the very least, you could get this major started. On Edge Elastic, it allows you to get it started and then to come back at a later time. I just need you to get that thing done. Nothing will happen until you actually submit it, but at the very least, you can get this thing going. In the past, people have started them and then never finished them. I need you to jump on this. I really need you to jump on this. So I'm going to tell you, especially those in the chat, I'm going to keep the live stream going for a little bit. If you do have any questions, I have the live stream open at my desk and open over here, and I will check both accordingly. So let's get working on that. Would you like to see yours done?
Yes.
All right. Let me flip my screen over so no one else can see.
No one else can see my family matters.
Well, no, I just don't like showing. There it goes.
Oh my god, I was so scared. Okay. I saw 34%. I was like, please, no.
Oh, no, that wasn't
I know.
it. I hadn't clicked on it yet. Actually, what I wanted to do, I was trying to check
Okay.
these as well,
Mhm.
because I just wanted to see approximately how much time you spent on it, you know. So that always does give me a good insight to things, and obviously it does give me a total time right here.
Yeah, well, I had a calculator up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Now, I won't actually input that until like
No, it's
Saturday.
okay. That's okay.
Well, you're my lowest class, so.
Oh,
Would I be able to use Foundation?
it's up there. It's right here next to the laptop.
Thank you.
Keep in mind, any type of logarithm calculation can also be done on anybody's like cell phone. You have log on that. You just don't have log base.
But it's annoying though. Like, I want to do the 10 log.
I know. But I mean, you know, just for the sake of argument, you know, I'll just kind of throw this up here as like a little bit of a bonus here. I forget, was it 7%? I don't remember exactly what it was. But it was like we were doing a problem before where it was like this. I think it was 7%. I want to say it was 7. I don't remember. Whatever. And eventually we did something like 9,000 divided by 22,000 equals 1 minus 0.07 to the x. And you had to calculate log of 1 minus 0.07 parentheses this fraction. Now, yes, on your Chromebook, you have log base.
Wait,
But-
there's no log base in this.
That's what I was saying. There is no log base on that one.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm showing this. Yeah. Now, if you don't have a log-based function, you can still do the calculation. It just takes a small extra step. Here's that small extra step. that change of base formula where you use the common log. Boom. If you just take that little extra step with the common log, what's written in orange, it does the exact same calculation. You know? So technically, you can still do the calculation, you just have to do something like this.
The only one on the test that I was confused of was the one where it's like for example, it was like 5, and then it was like x minus 12 equals, and then like another one.
Mhm.
Because I was kind of scared for those, but I think
I got you. Yeah, I brewed my own coffee over here.
Oh, fun.
I do it all year.
Oh, I haven't heard it.
Literally the first time I noticed.
I'm sorry.
I was thinking of
I
that.
was like, who is peeing out?
Okay, I have a thing that boils water. A very simple device that makes fresh coffee. This is pretty much the device that they use at any like coffee house. A little plastic thing.
before spring break. We leave for spring break on the first, so. We can back in the fall. But it ends. Isn't it like next week?
They're alright. I read a book.
Normally I make myself breakfast, but I can't even wait, so I just really didn't feel like.
I can't get breakfast.
So there's wake up wraps and then there's go to sleep wraps. Yes. Caffeine and wake up wraps, and then there's like care go to sleep wraps. They give us like a go to sleep.
All right. At this point, I am going to sign off on the live stream. If you have not left a comment, please make sure that you do so. And we will see you next time.